Teacher says that I've been naughty, I must learn to concentrate. But the girls, they pull my hair, and with the boys I
This is like, it's my favorite.
Daddy says I'm good for nothing.
One of my favorite monster flavors. And bad apple. Oh, it's fire. Like 16 years old, I was living in my hometown, and I used to have dreams that like we had some kind of like secret, like myself and like my homies from like Grand Junction, we had like the secret like playground, like whatever, and like when we went to sleep, like we got to go there, and it was like both of our like towns like put together. Like Grand Junction is just like a bigger town, like smaller city, whatever, than where I was before and where I am now. Smaller than where I am now. It's bigger than I was like before in my hometown. But Rangeley is tiny. It's a tiny little town. I used to have dreams that we would like play together and stuff, and like my homies like they like taught me how to like take the bus and like whatever else, and like sometimes we'll like paint or like whatever, do something artistic, like make music, right? Yeah, that one dream, like the night I got tatted, bro, it was a nightmare. Like I woke up like screaming and crying. I was just recording in the shower, and like I pointed this tattoo out specifically because I got good lighting on it. Like the way it healed and everything is like, it's like all like blotched in like. You should have seen it when it was infected. Like, oh, it was like scabby, and it had like hella like dents in it. Like it like was like sponged out. The ink like sponged out. It was like partially my fault, but anyway, I had a fucking nightmare that night. Right, like that same night. And homie that did my tattoo, he never finished it, bro. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna have to give everybody a name when I get specific. I received like this like universal message that Grand Junction was about to have like an apocalypse. Like it was about to be like the end of the world for Grand Junction. And that was just like one of the many that would be going literally to hell. The moon turned red, and it expressed itself to me, its anger and how angry it was, and told me where to go, where I would be safe. So I'm trying to tell homie, like, you need to follow the moon. Like you need to do as the moon instructs us. You need to listen to the moon, what the moon says, because the moon is fucking pissed, and we're on Earth, and just where we are right now, like it's falling apart. It's literally falling to hell. You understand me? And we have no way out of here. He wouldn't listen to me, and he like went and like ran the opposite way, and from what I remember, he like died, or like there was like a good amount of people that just didn't want to do what the moon told us to do and go where it was safe, like to like a church, like, or shelter or something, and they like fucking perished. Like they died, they got punished like hell. I was receiving like subliminal messages or like universal messages or something, bro, because it was that vivid and I felt it that deeply. Like it felt like it was real, you know. And like I mentioned before, sometimes I went to the same realm to hang out with the same people, but we did different things. Like another really vivid dream that I won't ever forget was I had this dream that I was running in the snow, and it played over twice in a loop. Played the first time right, and then it looped a second time. So it started, I was running in the snow, and I like tripped right under a tree branch where there was like it was a crow or a raven like on the branch, and you know, before I tripped, like it was cawing at me, like it was warning me, like I wasn't supposed to go that way, because I swear I was following my heart and I had to be there. So I get up and I keep running, and I get to this like field of wolves, and they're like black and white on like separate sides, you know, like it's segregation, bro. It was like there's two wolves inside of me, you know what I mean? But it's not just like one like on each side. Like it was a collective of, like it was a whole pack of white wolves and a whole pack of black wolves, and they were going to war, and I was jumping between them and telling them no. I shredded, I got torn up, I got bit. Swear, like I had my heart ripped out saying no. And then it started over, and I was back, like, I was running again. Right after I died, I was running again in the snow, trying to get back to them to stop them from fighting. Immediately, I woke up the next day after I had that first prophetic dream, right after my tattoo. And I warned homie, look, I'm just gonna call him D. I warned him, like, I just had this dream, and like the moon was super angry with Grand Junction. Like, I moved to Grand Junction and the moon was super angry, and everybody was looking for safety and whatever. Like, the whole like community of Grand, I'm talking in the sky, like, it wasn't just the moon that was red, like the sky was all dark and
the sky is falling,
like red and cloudy, and it was insane. And then, you know, I was there for like about a year and a half, and the town went to fucking shit. I predicted it. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. It's just they only had one shelter, and they had to shut it down, and the community is falling apart because that shelter got embezzled by the people that owned it. Not too long after I moved to Grand Junction, there was a red moon. There was a full red, like, harvest moon. I think it was like last year, like right before that shelter that got embezzled shut down, and you know, that had homeless people. I mean, specifically mostly elders. In every shelter and safe house I've been in, for the most part, they're elders. So it's got elders like scattered on the street, you know what I mean? They can't even sleep, right? Like, they can't even sleep without worrying about the cops and how the cops treat homeless people. Deep, because I was staying at my homegirl's house, like 15 going on 16, and she was on FaceTime with her cousin who we grew up with, and her cousin, like, she was just that kind of girl, like, she got like jelly. Bro, C, and you guys know who you are. We're calling her C. So her cousin C, I'm talking about R, is R's house. Well, R's mom's house, H. R FaceTimed her, and I'm there. And it was like that. Like, everybody knows my home situation sucks. I don't want to be there. A whole group of us that ended up staying there after C found out that I was staying there with R at her mom H's house. She, like, got all upset, and so she's like, I'm like moving in, like, whatever. So she, like, literally, like, I'm coming over, and she brings her boyfriend with her, and that's D, and that's how we met him. He's a Scorpio, like I am, doesn't matter. He's still whack. I think he's probably about like 2 years older than me. Oh, mind you, this is the same house. The house I'm talking about. This is the same trailer where I had my first introduction, where I grew up partially with my homegirl, my best childhood friend, R, because our parents were on meth and my mom left you at your mom's house. And so that's where I had like the realest and like deepest of connections with my like childhood best friends, and like where I had like my first interaction with a machete and, you know, like everything, bro, and tarot cards, because her mom was cool like that. She had cool stuff in her room. The way she just bombarded it and brought her boyfriend in and had him acting disrespectful. Like, what are you doing in our trailer? Like, I was kind of like part of the family. It was like one of those things, like, let her stay over here for a while because I know she's going through it. You know what I mean? And she just, like, she showed up and she brought the drama and she brought the boys. I got sober, like, right after I moved out of my hometown, like, sober for the most part. Like, I had, like, a few, like, trips, like, in Grand Junction, but now I'm, like, for real, like, sober from psychedelics. Like, I can't fuck around because I don't have any time for that. Grand Junction was totally a jerk off, but I can't say I regret it. Like, I guess I have fun, you know what I mean? I had fun while I was there. I wouldn't take it back for the world. I gotta tell you more about Grand Junction. So, I struggled to find a good job, which, like, D mentioned that would probably be a problem. Like, it's not as easy here as it seems. Which is true. Like, no cap, I get it. I fucking get it. But the jobs I did have, there was one job that it was kind of my fault, but I was having issues at home, bro. I don't even want to speak of it, but technically it's not my fault I lost the job, but that's one of those things where like you have to take accountability even if you have stuff going on at home. Like you can't blame the house, you know what I mean? Like it's still gonna look like you got laid off, bro. So that is what it is. I don't even want to bring it up. I don't even have a fucking resume right now. Even I had like one good job in my hometown and I could get into it. Like my work ethic and like how deeply it bothers me. The amount of times I called corporate. I should have a whole separate video for the amount of times I called corporate. I wrote something out and I don't want to like get into a whole lot of detail about it because what I wrote was enough. But I'm gonna put it up here, like what I wrote about the one place that I actually worked for most of my time in my first studio apartment, which I wasn't even that sure about, but it just seemed like the safest option at the time. About 19 to 20 years old that I lived in that studio apartment. I was late on a few payments. Like I got evicted and I was late on a few payments. I managed to pay it off, but it's still a mark on my record, which I promised myself I wouldn't ever have like a mark on my leasing record. So like obviously I'm pissed, bro, because I swore like that wouldn't happen to me. But my ex was in town and the only shelter that Grand Junction had, right? So I'm staying at a youth shelter where I can't stay for like more than a few months, and they already held me longer than they were supposed to because they knew my ex was around, right? And they wanted me to be safe. And like my case manager like insisted that like I don't go back to the shelter, and chances are if I did, my ex would have just been arrested. Yeah, she didn't want me out there. And I get it, and technically it's a safety precaution, and she pushed me into signing a lease. So I was there for a minute, and after what I experienced, it was sus. I would debunk that whole town right now. That's a hellhole too. That was one hell of a hole to crawl out of, bro, to get where I'm at now. I felt like I was suffocating when I lived there, and I didn't even know the energy is bigger here. 2023, I believe, was Tech 9. That's before I moved to Grand Junction. Because I moved to Grand Junction 24. So it had to have been 24 that I went to Chris Calico and Old Blood's concerts separately, but they were both in October. They were both like a Halloween thing for me. I still have the fucking bandana, bro. I've like wrote about it in my last video. I still have the bandana from Chris Calico's concert. It's like my favorite piece ever. It's my favorite bandana. It's got like spiders and birds on it. It's pretty. So I got a picture with Chris. That's crazy to me that I saw Tech 9, that I met Chris VIP. I swear to God, Whitney Payton, like, she looked in my direction and I was like I'm gonna faint. Like, yo, it's crazy. Drizzy Wright was hella dope too. Like, I could feel his aura, bro. Like, he's hella quiet, but his aura is loud. For real. Whitney has like really dope tattoos. They all have like great energy, don't get me wrong, but it's the way that Drizzy's like quiet and his aura is just like loud. Like 9, right? And I went to that concert. That was the October before I moved to Grand Junction and went to the Chris Calico concert. So for sure that was like 23. And it was like 2022, 23 that I got my stomach tattoo done of Cerberus. And that was also in Grand Junction at the Crypt Tattoo. Troy Amsbury is a dope artist. He blew my belly out for my first professional tattoo for my 18th birthday. So at the tattoo, the concert, I was already kind of familiar with the place, and then I finally was starting to get like sick of my hometown. Like, I can't live here no more. Like, that's just not my scene. That's not what I want. My cousin's house, and my cousin, she's one of the few people, my big cousin, she's one of the few people I had to call CPS. It's sus, bro. Why do you have bodily fluids sitting around all the time? I'm talking fecal matter and you just sit with it, like, on your carpet from your pets and your kids. You just, like, my female cousin that I was talking about in Grand Junction, I'm gonna call her Feathers. Okay, Feathers, she left old full diapers. Feathers, she left them in her, like, youngest foster child's, like, she runs, like, a whole foster home, and she left those diapers, like, in the window, baking in the sun, like, for multiple days. Like, after one day, I was like, that's sus. Last when I checked the next morning, I was like, why do you still have full diapers in the window, and why is it a stink bomb down here in the basement? Like, why are you cooking that baby, that toddler, in fecal matter in the sun, in the window? I witnessed hella upsetting stuff like that. Like, I don't even want to bring it up, but I will, bro. And my cousin in my hometown, his whole house is just dirty. It's always dirty. It's been dirty for years. I called CPS multiple times. He still has his kids. They still have their kids. He asked me to babysit, like, years later, and I come back to the home, and it's, like, caked, and it's, like, way worse than it was years ago when I asked if I could help clean up, when I asked, like, what's going on. They don't even have cleaning supplies in the house, but they have, like, a mop and a broom, maybe. I don't recall them having Lysol, none of that. They have, like, a cat, they have multiple dogs, maybe multiple cats. They have, like, reptiles downstairs in the basement, shedding and stinking and dying and whatever, dude. I don't even know. What had me move from Rangeley to Grand Junction, honestly. That was, like my last straw. Like, I was sick of living where I was living, and then I moved from, like, one grandparent's house to another grandparent's house, and either way it was, like, bad, and I'll get more into it later, okay? But basically, like, my family was high, they were irresponsible, they turned on me, they pressured me and encouraged me to live in ways that just, like, didn't make any sense. That's not my family. It was terrifying to think about. Anyway, Grand Junction, I was kind of, like, stuck flagging, and, like, I don't know, I didn't really know what I wanted, and, like, I guess I could have probably moved out of there, like, quicker, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and I moved, like, when I was meant to move, but I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm literally aligned right now. Flagging was awful. I got, like, DNR'd a couple times where, like, I didn't really know. Like, somebody told me I could smoke a hemp cigarette on site, because it was like, I was like, it's not marijuana, it's hemp. It had, like, 0.03% THC in it, and they were like, this is part of the plant, and they were just petty about it, and I got kicked off the fucking site. And then another time I was, like, 20. It was, like, a few months before my 21st, and I, like, because I mentioned, like I'm gonna turn 21. Like, somebody had already brought mushrooms up. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I did anyway. I said something like, I turned 21 in November. Like, I can't wait to, like, try. Like, I want to try mushrooms. And then I got accused of being high on site, and I wasn't. I wasn't even smoking nicotine. I wasn't even smoking nicotine or marijuana, because I was on Benadryl, and I was scared that I was going to get accused of being, like, under the influence on site, because Benadryl was enough for me. That was enough. I didn't even want to hit my cigarette. I was like, I'm good, no thanks. I had sinus issues. Like, every once in a while I get sinus issues, I get sick, because I have bad teeth. It's not just teeth, it's like I was, like, living in like a shelter where everybody got sick, like, all the time. I got kicked off the site. I was very insistent on getting, like, a test, on getting tested, like, right then and there, since they were accusing me of being high on site. I was like, no, test me right now. And we traveled, like, to the doctor from I don't remember how far it was, but it was in like Avon, bro. We traveled to the doctor just so they could tell us that the doctors were like stuck because of the highway like weather, and that they couldn't test me that day. I was like, do it, test me, like let me take a piss, I'm pissed. I'm so upset, bro. Oh. And then like after work was over, at the end of the day, homegirl that wrote me up, she comes home and her company doesn't allow them to smoke marijuana at all, and she pulls out her fucking like blue like spoon pipe. Yeah, so later at the hotel she had her pipe out right in front of me, smoking weed, smoking marijuana, like right outside of her company truck. Like right after she wrote me out for nothing. I see wieners, I guess. Grand Junction, you know. Wiener. I see wieners.
Icy wiener.
Or wiener. Not much. Not a lot of gays. No gays. You know. I guess Kyle was pretty much the only one that like was really on camera with me during my experience in Grand Junction. I was mostly alone. The time I had with the other guys, I just missed, I guess. I just didn't really get a picture, I didn't get a video, I didn't get nothing. So that's so lame. It took me away from my project, so like, F you guys, you know. Kyle's the only one. And I guess Will was sort of there, but like he was there, but not really on camera. Most of my footage from Grand Junction was ridiculous. It was trash. I had to get rid of it. I had to question, like, why did I think that I should record that? Because it just wasn't that creative. Like, it wasn't like a real story time. I got interrupted quite a lot while I was trying to like exercise or do my homework. Like guys that like wanted to help or like date me or something. They found it difficult to take no for an answer, and sometimes they just kind of lingered and like helicopter, like they're like helicopter friends, you know, like. Why are you like hovering, like surrounded by drowning in testosterone. I'm drowning. I'm a bisexual. I prefer ladies. I don't know. I guess like the river was chill. Like I loved the river. It was just like one spot. It's like right next to a skate park, and I fucked with it. And I was allowed to have my longboard in my shelter. I don't know about here. I could probably have one, but like it depends on like where I'm at. And I don't know. I don't even have a job, so the only reason I escaped Grand Junction, like about 2 weeks before they had an apocalypse. As far as I was concerned, trust nobody. My family's house just wasn't an option no more. I got freaking kicked out of the shelter for a night for no reason, just because they wanted to. Literally over a chore that I did. Like, I literally did it. And they kicked me out anyway. My coworker and we just happened to find each other outside, and he's just driving, I guess. He's just in his car, and I guess I just got in the car with him. With my coworker. So I got the car because I thought we should just hang out. Like, why don't you just smoke some air? Why don't you just chill? Because I guess he was feeling like relapsing. So I was like, don't do that. Just chill with me. Okay, so he took me to like where he lives, and he has like roommates. It's like not his house. He kind of like, I think he lives in like the living room pretty much. Like no bed. Like we sleep on the couch. Pissed his roommate off. I don't know. I think he almost got kicked out and disturbed me. He disturbed me. But we hung out for a little while, and this is like really, I don't know what it is. It's something about it. It just disturbs me that like he took me to work with him, and we were like kissing. We were like, I guess, I don't know, we're just like best friends. So I had already asked the office like about like probably around like 4 to 6 months before this. Like I asked my employers. I asked them, is there a reason you're not sending me out to work? It's because I got DNR'd those 2 times, isn't it? Like, is that why I don't get any work? And they're like, we don't even see a DNR, like, on your list. Like, we can't even see it. It's just total bullshit. So, but I don't fucking find out until this, like, 5-6 months later when I'm making out with my coworker in his car before work, right? And he goes in there and he says, when you send me to work, you should send Mariah with me. You should send her with me. Like she's mine now, basically. And and they sent me to work for one day, okay? And then he asked them, without me being there, he asked them behind my back, why wasn't I getting any work? And they told him behind my fucking back that it's because I got DNR'd twice. So I was a last resort. And they couldn't tell me to my face. As far as I knew, they couldn't even see that DNR. And I was like, well, you should be able to see it. Like, isn't it universal? Because it's universal. Yes, they can. They can fucking see it. So they literally just treated me like I was slow. Like I was, like, delusional. Like I wasn't gonna find out. Like I wasn't, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna know. And then left me sitting there in the office looking tarded for, like, months, bro. Like, no work. What? But because my male coworker said so. Thanks. One day of work. Because my male coworker said so. Give me one day so I can take the bus. That's one of the times that I called corporate because I had no idea why I was sitting in the office without getting work. they just put me off like that. And I just tell them that like they just told they like just sent me out with my coworker and told him behind my back that it's because I it's because I got DNR. I guess that checks out. That's about it, really. That's all I really have for Grand Junction. I walked all over that freaking place. 'Cause, like I said, it's like bigger than my hometown, but it's still walkable. That's fine.
This is the end, friend.